Hey everybody, welcome back. Woohoo! Isn't that awesome news? President Trump wins US election. That is outstanding news. And of course, what does it mean? It means freedom. It means prosperity. It means security. And of course, maybe it's going to mean a reordering of the world order. And of course, pulling down the deep state, pulling down the globalists. It could be huge for freedom. And of course, uniting with those conservative, moderate powers in Europe, it could really be some really cool things happening. And of course, the very, 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 very likely end of the wars, the pointless wars in the Ukraine, and of course, the Middle East. Hopefully, those will be over too in short order once the terrorists are gone. It is a very, very good day indeed. And of course, what does it mean for crypto? The biggest crypto bull run ahead is hyper bullish, and we're going to look at some of the bullish things coming up. It is a great day. Now, obviously, all the progressives in the mainstream media are absolutely upset. They have been targeting children with their ideology, and of course, they have the end game is utter terror for people. And of course, they make people want to vote for it with the propaganda. They make them vote for themselves, particularly the young generation. They make them vote for their own destruction. But of course, now we have Trump. We have a reprieve. It was a battle of good over evil. And of course, Trump is what they call a modern day Cyrus. If you know your Bible, it is a big, big deal. And of course, it means a good time for everybody. It means that rights will be preserved. So rights will get preserved. And of course, people will be free regardless of where you are sitting. You'll be able to live out your life in peace and prosperity. It's going to be very, very cool. And we don't have to agree with each other on things. It's really just about creating a place where people can be free and safe and prosper. So it is wonderful news today. It really is exciting. So let's get into it. We've got a lot to talk about today. Let's use in the house. We got Lights Beneath in here. How are you today? Very, very good. I've got Hex Pulse Hex incentive for the win, 100%. They're already up pretty green today. I know that Richard Hart is very excited about where things are heading. I did post the transcript of the court case that was held on the 31st, which looks very much in favor of Richard Hart. And of course, 75% in favor probably is a good number for that probability. So we're looking forward to the judge's answer within 30 to 90 days. Obviously, with the Trump victory, we know that Gary Gensler is gone, and therefore we're going to have the chances of having that insurance policy pay out by February, March next year, probably March, is where the case could actually get dropped altogether with new leadership and, of course, a new approach from the SEC. Things are looking so damn good, and you guys managed to hold through all that barrage. So it's going to be pretty cool. We got DG and Hexton in the house there. Holla, holla. Good to see you, DG and Hexton. Hope you're doing well there. Brenda says, get out, Kamala. You're fired. Absolutely. Man, oh man. I don't know. I just watched her speech just earlier, maybe about an hour ago. And, it's she's gone. She's gone, Burger. She's she's a part of she's just a puppet. And of course, they only had evil intentions. So they only had evil intentions. And fortunately, we dodged a bullet today. It is amazing. And as a Christian, I give all glory to God for intervening. He didn't have to have mercy on us, but he did. And it's wonderful that we get at least 4 years plus of reprieve. And so exciting times. Let's go in here. We've got Brennan in the house there. Crypto bull run has begun. Next 12 months and up and to the right. Absolutely, Brennan. I'm so excited about it. Hope you do too. Andrew says, wow, love the hairdo. Beautiful. I appreciate that, Andrew. Big shout out to you. And of course, I got a nice comment the other day from that, and I really do appreciate it. And of course, the cap is gone. We're going to have a cool hairstyle there. I don't know what's happening with my green screen, but it's a little bit weird today. We got Eddie in the house there. Trump for the win, and Bags too says, woohoo. Hey, look, it's a win all round. It's a win all round. We all win with this outcome. It is absolutely exciting. Brian in the house there, our community leader. What's up, folks? Good to see you, Brian. Hope you're doing well. BDC, all-time high. LFG says, Brian, absolutely. It's a wonderful place to be. And, of course, for you Bitcoin maxis out there, it's exciting. So, everyone, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, like, and hit the bell. Share around if you can. Obviously, I'm streaming every couple of days. I've got quite a bit of things on at the moment, so I'm streaming slightly less than I normally would. But trying to get, every second day is the target at the moment. Just trying to change things up a little bit there in my own personal life. We got Diamond Hand says, Trump, absolutely crushing it there. Now, let's get into it. Let's get into the results here. What's happened with the markets? Let's get into it. So I'm not going to do too much about the Trump victory. Obviously, that's sort of self-evident. But let's get into where the markets have gone. So the stock market looked very good. Dow closes at record after 1,500-point gain on Trump victory. Just exciting, right? Just so exciting. So we got the Dow Jones up 3.6%, 1,508 points to 43,729. Let's have a look at this little chart here. We're going to go to the max and have a look at the chart there. Look at that all-time highs with the Dow Jones. Look at that. Isn't that cool? 40,000, hitting 43,729. Amazing. S&P 500 is up 2.5%, and that is at record highs as well. 146 points today, up to 5,929. We're about to go over 6,000 on the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ with all the tech companies in it, up almost 3% today. 539 points, up to 18,978. Look at that, all records. It is a great time to be not only in crypto but stock market at the moment. And of course, your 501ks, retirements are looking pretty good. Now, obviously, we've obviously had Trump victory, so that's been cool. It's been declared. We've seen Kamala Harris concede victory there, and of course, she's the one that actually, ironically enough, has to sign over, to confirm the presidency transfer, if I remember rightly. Yeah, and so we got the big question though for markets is that obviously not only was the presidency won by the Republicans, but the Senate as well, and this is huge. We've had Schumacher in the Senate just causing all sorts of havocs. Basically stopping good things happening, making bad things happen. But now the Republicans control the Senate and the presidency. The only thing that is uncertain is the Congress, funny enough, which is kind of weird. But there are a lot of marginal seats out there. So we're going to have to see how the Congress ends up. Hopefully the Republicans do manage to sneak in and control the Congress as well. Controlling all three parts of government is going to be fundamental for pulling down the deep state and reordering the world order, which we need. We need that. I'm in New Zealand. We desperately need it. The forces of darkness were coming. The socialist progressives, the Marxists, the globalists. They only had bad things planned for us. So it's going to be good to see this all hopefully be pulled down. So let's see what happens with the House. It's going to be very important. And of course, the S&P, looking at the stock market, looking forward, UBS has a prediction, says our base case, we expect the S&P 500 to rise to 6,600. So we're just below 6,000 at the moment by the end of 2025. So that's their point of view in terms of in the next 14 months, say. And that's a 15% price return from current levels. Obviously, not much of a gain compared to crypto, but that is pretty significant on the stock market there. And that's driven by the expectations of benign US growth. Although I think that, we're still going to face some hurdles in the real economy from the Kamala Biden regime. But of course, Trump there's going to have the best economists working on it. They did a fantastic job in 2016. So we're looking bullish there. Obviously, lower interest rates. We're expecting an interest rate cut. That's imminent on the 7th. And of course, continued structural tailwind from AI. I think they're front running the AI boom. You normally have the AI, but then you've got years and years and years of application and integration. And we're only getting some of these, AI chips, I think, by December anyway. So I think they're front running. It's all too front run in terms of the AI side of things. So they're saying that Trump will widely expect to enact more inflationary policies. Well, if he does control Congress and the Senate, they can actually do deflationary policies. That being said, they may have to do some inflationary policies in the short term, depending on where they want to go with the interest rates versus the real economy. Given this large protectionist stance on immigration and trade, which is going to be very, very key. But they're going to bring back a lot of manufacturing, high-tech, medium high-tech manufacturing in particular. We know that China's been losing a lot of baseload manufacturing to Southeast Asian countries. So there's a lot of different things happening in the world at the moment with the real economy. All right, so that is kind of that. Let's quickly look at the interest rates. Before we do that, let's have a quick look at commodities. See where that's at. We got West Texas at $71.80. Brent oil at $75.16. They're both down slightly. Brent oil down 0.5%. Gold at the moment is up slightly at $2,671, up $3. And silver up 2 cents at $31.31. Now, we're obviously looking for potential interest rate pivot and, of course, coming up. So let's have a look at that. And, of course, that may finally give us our exchange rate devaluation. So we'll see how we go there. Let's just pull up this interest rate, which is about to be had. We're probably getting at 25 basis points. 19 hours and 48 minutes away until the next Fed meeting, 7th of November, 2 p.m. Eastern. And we've got 95% chance of a 25 basis point cut. So it looks like we're probably going to go down to from 5% down to 4.75% on the federal funds rate. and that means that money's cheaper, but also people looking for a relatively better yield have to go to take on more risk. That benefits stock market and crypto, right? So that's kind of the logic there. Let's see what we've got for December after this one. We've got 70% of the market expecting another 25 basis point cut down to 4.5%. That'd be one percentage point by the this year in terms of rate cuts from 5.5 to 4.5. That's kind of the climate at the moment. So slightly below what we were hoping for, 1.25 to 1.5. We're getting 1 percentage point, but it's better than nothing. And of course, we'll still encourage people to take more risk on. That's good for crypto as well. So that's kind of where we are there. Obviously, the crypto market is absolutely looking stellar. Before we do that, though, we've got some comments in the chat here. So let me just get to that. We got up to Brian, didn't we? Brendan says, so excited, super. We held through the tenary and prevailed. Tenary. We got definitely Trump on there. We got greetings from Valiant. Hey, good to see you, Valiant. What a difference a day makes. Absolutely incredible. The setup for this. This is a dream run, dream setup. Brian says, T-Dog going to take care of my T shares. I like that one. And what else? We got Hedgehog in the house there. Woo! Good to see Hedgehog. Empty corner in the house there. Look at that. Woo! 26 months Hex Token channel membership. That is one of the longest members of the channel for sure. Big shout out. We just had Brian the other day with his renewal. And of course, he's in the top 3 longest memberships. Empty corner. You can't be far behind. America is saved. Woo! And a big shout out. Appreciate the support. 26 months. Let's savor that. Let's savor that. So big shout out there. And of course, Lies Beneath just coming in as well. A 29-month membership of Hex Token channel. Big shout out to you, Lies. 2 of my longest members in the house are there, along with Brian and a few others of you. Hex Token for the win. 100% appreciate that. And of course, we've been here for years now, haven't we? Year after year covering this. So it's been amazing. I think it was really the best thing I really enjoyed was covering the launch of Pulsechain and all the projects. If you guys know, it was kind of exclusive to this channel. I was coming project after project after project launching on Pulsechain, and it was a real privilege to do so because I like sharing the journey with the rest of you, and that's a really big fun part. Now, if you've been in Discord, you'll know that that's all true. So I just really love it, and it's been a lot of fun. Now, obviously, we've been expanding coverage into Titanex because obviously we're looking for value in crypto, and of course, we can find value, then we're gonna cover it, right? That's just pretty much it. And looking for those big X gains, right? That's it. And now we are at the exciting move for the bull market. It's really starting to kick in here. That doesn't mean we're going to have little pullbacks on the way. You guys know how things work in the markets. But man, look at that Bitcoin price. That is looking so juicy. $75,641, up 8.6% today. Amazing. Bitcoin dominance, 57.75. So it's very high. We know that when Bitcoin dominance reaches that certain high range, we're getting very close to it based on this, that we're going to start getting altcoin season. And therefore it will start going the other way versus Bitcoin versus Ethereum. Now, Ethereum today up a massive 12.2%, up at $2,733. We got Solana up 12.2% as well at $187. XRP up 5.8% at 54 cents. ADA up 8.2% at 36 cents. So we've got lots of nice moves there. BNB up 4.6%, $592. Tron up 1.3% at 16 cents. So we've got lots of good things happening, and it's exciting to be in crypto. So let's go a quick zoom into Bitcoin. That move today was absolutely epic. Now, this is the hourly chart for Bitcoin. Look at that beautiful thing. It is gorgeous. And let's have a look at where we started off here. Pretty much this is where I think when the market had decided that President Trump was pretty much winning. And we had a massive gain. Look at that. $7,175 up to the top there. 10% move. And we're currently still up 9% at up $6,337. Pretty exciting. But look how high we got. We got to $76,509. $76,509. Isn't that amazing? And really bullish. So let's go to the daily here on the old Bitcoin chart. This is on Coinbase. Look at that chart. Man, oh man, that is amazing. Let me, I've got the metrics here. Just trying to find the, we've already got log there. Auto fit there. Let's auto fit that. So look at that green candle. Beautiful. Look at the volume coming. Amazing. Look at that, man. That is so good. And we've still got a bullish golden cross on it for us. We came out of October. It is looking so good. Let's have a look here as well. And as Brian says, we've got all-time highs, right? All-time highs in Bitcoin, all-time records in crypto and stock market, all-time highs in Bitcoin here. The new high, of course, 76,509. As you guys know, I've been talking about this bullishness in the our predictions on here. We've got them loaded as well, and we are very bullish of 90 to 100K. There in the orange. This is our prediction. Now, typically a Bitcoin bull market, cycle somewhere between 820, 870 days. However, we could have an elongated bull market well into 25 because of the Trump presidency. So it is very exciting. So here we are at 75,650. We are only got to get up to 90K there. That's not too far away. And it's game on, right? We're waiting for the banana part of the bull market, as some people like to say. That's the real steep parabolic stuff. And there we go. We're 18.4% away, $14,000 away from that 90K mark. So it's not far away, and exciting times there. Now, obviously, inauguration will be, I think, January the 6th, isn't it, for the Trump? So we've still got a few days to go for that. Obviously, the rest of the election still got to confirm, particularly around the House. So we've still got that away. How far away? So we've got 61 days, 2 months away from that inauguration there. So that's pretty much it. What else? We got 900K. And then, of course, we get into the end of the typical bull market cycle, maybe in the end of March there with 150 to 180K target. But like I say, we could have a double top this market and have very elongated into Q3, somewhere like that for 2025. And, of course, potentially hit this 240K mark. Yes, I mean, it's just a crazy re-rate that we could get from 75 up to there. So it's pretty massive. Let's have a look at what that would be in percentage terms. To 240, well, that would be a 218% gain from here in the bull market ahead. And, of course, we're looking for that banana part, where it gets real steep. So excited stuff here happen here. Get excited. It really is cool. Now, turning about that, obviously with the price pump today, we've obviously had some good things happening with the ETFs. And that's really a big deal with this bull market compared to previous ones, is that we've got the Bitcoin ETFs and the Ethereum ETFs out there, and not just the United States, but in other markets like Hong Kong and the UK and places. But we've got Eric Balkahunas here, one of our two top analysts here from Bloomberg. The group of Bitcoin ETFs did $6 billion of their best days since the crazy early days. Most of the ETFs did 2x their average, just on an all-around banger day for an infant category that never ceases to amaze me. So some huge charts happening there for $6 billion for the Bitcoin ETFs. Isn't it amazing? So a real big jump. This is just the beginning, folks, of we're going to see capital flow. Remember, crypto is still a very small market worldwide, and so we've got a lot of upside in the old crypto market. And of course, we're looking forward to altcoin season as well. That Bitcoin dominance start to fall versus crypto. And of course, get altcoin rallies as well. So mad gains for everybody. That's pretty much it. So that's from Balkahunas. But if you thought that was good with money flowing in through the ETFs, well, we've obviously got something bigger coming, and that is the president's election is huge for crypto. And we see here from Senator Cynthia Loomis that we are going to build a strategic Bitcoin reserve. It's had 3.3 million views on that. This came out just hours ago. We are going to build a strategic Bitcoin reserve on the back of Trump's speech there. It is massive. So Bitcoin is going to be a strategic Bitcoin reserve for the US government. This is massive. The big money's coming in. We got Richard Hart's call for 240. Maybe we might get the bigger calls. We start getting to $500,000, $1 million, and it could happen much faster than people think by, let's say, by the end of 25. But definitely I'm feeling good for that 240 call by the end of 25. That's definitely, or sometime during, at least on the second half of the year, definitely looking good there when you got the US government involved. And of course, if they are involved, everyone else is going to be scrambling to get Bitcoin too. That would include the Chinese government, who are currently obviously big bond positions in the United States. All the BRIC countries which are trying to undermine the US dollar, all those sort of things are going to have to start jumping in line. Right, so that's going to be really important from that. So you got to be excited. Everything is looking pretty bullish for the old crypto, and that leads us into Ethereum. Ethereum at the moment $2,728. Did have a high of $2,746, and the candle is finished. We've just started. I'm not sure if we started a brand new candle, but we've got this day here at $2,744, and we've got a nice little move happening here with the hourly candles. So this is pretty exciting. I just realized these hourly candles, and we start all the way down here at 2,421. So let's have a look how high that has gone. That's pretty exciting. And let's have a look. Yeah, we got $3,322 gain, 13% gain there. We're currently up $306, 12.6% on that move. So looking pretty good is the old Ethereum. Let's go to the daily. And let's reset that, auto fit the log. And of course, look at that. Nice big volume here. Pump, 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 pumpity pump, as we say. Now, we're still in this death cross, but I don't know how long death cross is going to last for. With green candles like this, it could close out very, very quickly, leading into the end of November. So we could be looking very bullish with the golden cross leading into December. So everything is looking good for Magic Money. Magic Money is coming. It is very exciting to see that. Now, let's jump over to the memes. Before we do that, though, let's catch up on the chat there and see where else has jumped in here. We got Brian in there with the, get rid of that one. We got Brian in here with the super sticker. Big shout out to Brian. Appreciate that. Thanks for all you do, keeping us informed. You rock, boss. Woo-hoo-hoo, says Brian. I appreciate that. Big shout out to Brian. Brian's one of our 2 community leaders. Originally was a community leader by himself, and just does absolutely amazing job in our Discord and in his own personal life. Brian is a very generous person, very much a person that does a lot of wonderful things for people. And so a big shout out to you, Brian. We got Brendan's in the house there. Woo-hoo-hoo! Let's get excited. Absolutely. Yeah, what it says, Brian says, massive. Why do you underestimate it, boss? Just saying. Yeah, fair enough. I should use even bigger words, but let's keep it real. Let's keep it real, and then we'll celebrate when it's always beats expectations. Thoughts on AI tokens, says Dan. AI tokens are going to do well, Dan. Would be very selective of which ones you get into, particularly some of the top ones, and what their applications are going to be, how big their community is, things like that, how much money is actually going to drive into there. You'd have very realistic expectations about the AI coins, but of course on CoinGecko you can find a lot of the top ones, and they're going to do, the top ones will do very well, right? So that's why they're valued already. If they're valued now, they're probably going to get valued even more. So it's probably the way I'd look at it, and of course we can quickly check that out on CoinGecko here. Let's quickly look at meme coins though, and we can see that Dogecoin is starting to head back to 30 billion, 29 billion at the moment, up 17% for the week. Up 18% today. So all the week's gains were today. We got the SHIB there, up 3% for the week, 8% today. So SHIB was underwater, is now and positive, 11.25 billion. We got Pepe at 4 billion there, up 15% today. So a lot of them are all moved back into the green today. At least some of them are still down for the week, but they're doing pretty well. Let's look at for some outstanding ones. We got Nero up 21% today, 55% today. So that was underwater too. And now 871 million. We're going to look down a bit further here. Goat coin here, 28% for the week, 22% today at 732 million. We've got Not coin here. So we've got a couple of new entrances in the top leaders here, up 9% at the moment, 670. GigaChad is entered as well, 39% for the week. Now, the one we're following, of course, is Dog on Bitcoin on Runes. So I should say Dog on Runes on Bitcoin. And, of course, the number one meme coin on Bitcoin. This thing, as soon as it gets some tier 1 exchanges, we're really confident it's going to absolutely do some amazing things. Down 5% for the week, up 7% today, 431 million. So still a very good entry at 4,300th of a penny. So we're looking forward to some mad moves. The highest it's been is 9,800th of a penny, so just under 1 cent. And we're going to keep watching that because feeling good about that. And once it gets tier 1 exchanges, away with the races there. So pretty exciting. Now that brings us into Richard Hart. Trump is about to make his victory speech. Bitcoin is at all-time high. Hex is up 20%. Well done, everyone. So obviously, Richard Hart, I'm very excited about Pulsechain and its results. So good to see a big bounce in Pulsechain. Let's have a look at the daily results here. We've got day 544, and we're about to close that out in about 35 minutes. We got Pulse at the moment is at quadruple 0517, up 11.3%, 52% of the mean sacrifice price. Pulsex at the moment up 12.4% at quadruple 299. The buy and burn is at 1,059 billion. 5.27% of all the public supply of Pulsex has been bought up and burned. Incentive token $2.15, up 13.4%. We got the supply there. Well, I think that's updated. 46.8 million incentive. Hex at the moment is at 1.55 cents, up 27%. And we got EHEX at 2100th of a penny. The combined price of EHEX and PX is at 1.76 cents. So Hex is having a heck of a day today. Exciting things to where Hex will go in the future. So very cool stuff at day 544. Some other big news that we had was Rack and Rochelle is back, the number one Pulsechain and Pulsex sacrifice of the super whale in the ecosystem. Now, obviously, he had a group accounts where he had other people had participated, and we've seen some of them sell off some of their positions. But Rack & Michelle has been offline for some time. Obviously, people thought he was being shy around the court case, and I'm sure that had a role to play. He is a big venture capitalist, but it appears that he also went through a rough divorce and needed about 1.5 to 2 years just to get his head straight, and I think people can understand that. Never sold one single Pulsechain or Pulsex from his portfolio allocation, not one. In fact, he says, as a matter of fact, I've increased my holdings, so I'm most assuredly 100% invested deeply in the Hex and Pulsechain and Pulsex ecosystem. So some very exciting stuff there, and he got a lot of welcome back from a lot of people in the community. So very, very excited about that. Interesting enough, he also bought back, has been buying PDI and a few other things. So pretty interesting positioning there from Rack & Michelle. So he is back. The super whale in our ecosystem is about. So we'll see whether he starts streaming, because remember, if you back in the day, he bought like $20,000 to $25,000 of streaming equipment. But of course, when you have such a big life event like this, you do need to take time out for yourself and get yourself, healed up and back on track. And hopefully that has been moving forward there. So kind of cool. Great to see Rack & Michelle back. Welcome, Rack, and we do appreciate everything he does. People don't, I think back in the day didn't fully appreciate what he was doing. We did, of course. We have always been a big supporter because, I think he's a pretty great guy, and he also had a huge vision for the Pulsechain, and of course he was courting the Saudis as well. So that would have been amazing funding into the ecosystem and confidence building. So we look forward to more of that, hopefully, in the future from Rack & Michelle. So really, really exciting there. Let's get into some of the other metrics. Obviously, on Pulsechain, we've got 230,000 beats. 0.4 of a penny is the old swap price at the moment. We're 3,446 times cheaper than Ethereum, which is at 15 Gwei at the moment. And we've got the validators. Pulsechain is a full DeFi chain, and of course 48,656 validators at the moment around the world validating the chain. And let's have a look at the bridge there, 108 million. So a nice little jump back from 3 days ago when I last streamed, I think it was. I think we were sitting down at about 105 million or so. So it looks like we're up about 3 million from that time. So that's good news. And of course, Ethereum and Bitcoin would be playing a big role on this, on the old chain there. But PDI does look like, EDI does look like it's up as well. So good stuff. And obviously EHEX up there a bit. So a good all round. That is pretty much it. Let's get into the charts here on Hex. Hex is kind of the one that's been shining here. They're all up pretty strongly today, but Hex is looking pretty good. Let's go to the 4LA. 4LA, we can see we are getting just into the oversold period here. Overbought period. We're slightly high. Let me go into the RSI there. We're currently sitting at 71 on the day on the 4LA, where we are moving up pretty aggressively. We are got a bullish cross here on the 4LA 13 over the 34 moving average. And we've got, look at this, we've got a 50 moving average on a 4LA about to cross over as well. So we might very well get some elevated RSI as the price really starts to push higher on the old Hex. But let's have a look at the daily. Daily's got plenty of room to move. We're only at the moment around 60 on the RSI, and things are looking very good here as well. We're seeing the 13 over the 34, that's that pink line over the purple line, that's starting to move up the bullish cross here with this green candle. And of course, we've already seen a bullish cross here with the 50 over the 200-day moving average for Hex. So Hex is looking very good. We got some nice support around 1 cent. We did have a spike down to 95/100th of a penny, but we had some nice higher lows here. And we've managed to keep most of this rally that we had. We did over 5x, 5.4x or something back on the 6th of October. We've managed to keep a lot of that, and that's setting us up for that next move up, that next parabolic on Hex. So it is exciting. Got to be happy about that. Let's go to the weekly, even longer time frame for Hex. Now, you obviously can check out Pulse and Pulsex. I think Pulsex is relatively undervalued, and look at that, looking very good. So on the weekly, we've already got a bullish cross on the 13 over the 34. This pink line has crossed the purple, and that's bullish for the upside. So exciting stuff there, and we're above the 50-day moving average at 1 penny as well. Everything is looking hot, and the RSI's got room to move at 62. So looking really good is Hex. Obviously, Pulsex up 12% and Pulse up 11%. Let's have a look at the Hex derivatives. Look at Icosa, Hedron up 26, 24% respectively. The 10-year Maximus staking pool was up 21%. Lucky, the 7-year one is up 20%. And the Maxi, the 15.2-year, the super whale out in the future, out in the 2030s will be Maximus. along with the Hex Gold Whale, and that is up 18%. You watch that price. I think that price is going to get re-rated dramatically as we get closer to 2030. Obviously, that's still a bit of time away from here, but yeah, look out for that maxi. That could surprise people with, depending how the world economy is going. Still a while away. A lot of things can happen between now and then, but it's going to be pretty interesting. Let's go to the stable coins. We've got some big moves there. Look at this. Oh my goodness. We covered this 3 days ago. Sunny Meal. Remember it was at like 60 cents? Look, it's at $1.20 now. Oh my goodness. $1.19. Let's say, let's be accurate. $1.19. And we know a Sun mini meal is valued at $1.60. So it's really headed back. If you got onto this, you'd have been laughing yourself. What mad gains this would have been for you. This is the daily chart there. And of course, we're looking for, I don't know whether the $20 million has come over yet, but we were looking for $20 million to come from this corporate company. And of course, that would be amazing. So let's have a look at, I've got the ruler here. Let's see what the mad gains would have been if you had got into this. 266%, so 3.7x in 25 days. That's spectacular. And it's up 18% today. So, and it's still got room to move. How far to go until it would hit $1.60? So we'll look at this on Sunny Meal, or Mini Meal, I should say. And of course, 160, that would give us another 35% gain on that one. So nice stuff. But where's the money? Let's go ask Hex Scout about that. Maybe they know. So that's kind of the play there. PDI at the moment at 45/100th of a penny. So that's made some nice gains, 14.6%. So that's good news there too. Let's go to the influencer coins on Pulsechain. What do we got there? Some nice moves. SolidX. Now, we told you to look up SolidX. It's up 13.4% at $15.26 because we know that the crash game is coming from Dragon X founder Eric, and that could be a real big deal. Maybe one of the 2 big GameFi projects coming to Pulsechain and probably multi-chain as well, a bit like Mafia game. Those 2 will probably be competing, I would say. One's a very complex game, the Mafia game. The crash game, relatively simple. We shall see where that all heads into the end of the year. You know, sometimes simple, sometimes complex. We'll see. But there we go, up 30.4% at the moment. Let's have a look at Jacob's ecosystem on the Mafia token there. It looks like we've got 6% gain on BNB Mafia. No, sorry, 6% gain on Pulsechain Mafia and pretty flat on the BNB Mafia. Lots of upside for those. But obviously, we're expecting a launch, maybe not before December for that game. Next big update, though, is the map and the deposits and withdrawals. So we're waiting for that. Let's have a look at overall on Pulsechain. And look, everything's looking pretty hot. I think we could get quite a beautiful run on that. Let's have a look at the Pulsechain numbers here. I mean, I'm on Pulsechain, yeah. Let's do the top performers. Got my mouse having some issues there. So we've got 31.7 million. So we're back in very comfortable territory. 25 million plus is a good place to be. 25 to 45, and we're back to 31.7. That's good. We've got 373,000 transactions in 24 hours. That's good. Looks like we got some nice little movers here. A 9-hour coin just launched, soft, tasty donut. Apparently that's up 300% with 105k liquidity. Be careful, take care with this. We're not endorsing any of these. Obviously, Hex is up as well. X555, some new coin here from the looks of it 9 hours ago. So be careful with these, speculative coins. That's up 206%. Free Palestine, well, definitely the IDF has done that. They've freed that, and that's up 85%. We've got Hog there, up 54%. Pulsechain Capital up 38%. UFO, part of PDDC ecosystem, up 32%. Hasn't that been incredible, the PDDC UFO ecosystem? Been amazing. Finvestor there is at $1.50, up 29% as well. We've got Halgo, which benefits from Hex, is up at 26%. Not too bad there. 0003,500. What else there? PDDC, of course, we talked about the Grace currency, one of the top ecosystem projects in Pulsechain. That is up 21% at 0001800. Looking pretty good there. So lots of ones over the top 20. Even Launch Token, which we haven't seen any launches yet, as far as I know, that's up 18%. So lots of gainers on the old Pulsechain today. And of course, let's have a look at this PDC UFO. That's the relative price to UFO, looking pretty good. In fact, where's the PDC Pulse one there? Must be here somewhere. DAI, we've got DAI here. I was hoping we'd get the Pulse one, Pulse X. I'm not sure where that PDC one Pulse is, but it must be there somewhere. So that is the results at the moment for Pulsechain. Pretty exciting. Pretty damn exciting, don't you think? Let's see who else has jumped in the chat. Let's see here. Welcome back, Rackham, says Brennan. Absolutely. Rackham Rochelle is back, our super whale. What else there? We got Brian says red candle on Titanx just now, says Brian. Yeah, well, we're going to get out. We're just starting to talk about Titanx. So there's a red candle. Someone's taking profits on the big move. Let's see what else we got here. I can't see much of those comments, so we're going to leave that there. Let's get in. I'm going to have to pull in the latest. But before we do that, I wanted to play a big video here about the impact on the markets from CNBC. So let's play that video. Let's do it. Bam.
Tech class that is rallying hard today. Bitcoin certainly among them. Take a look. Almost 75,000 as investors are betting on a friendlier environment for that industry under a second Trump administration. Mackenzie Sigalos is following that story for us. Mackenzie.
Hey, Scott. Bitcoin briefly surging to a new record high as investors bet that Donald Trump will deliver on his pro-crypto promises, especially with a Republican-controlled Senate behind him and after getting more than $25 million from crypto donors. Now, Trump's main pledge is to fire SEC Chair Gary Gensler, who's brought more than 100 enforcement actions against industry leaders like Coinbase and Robinhood. Those stocks are pumping 25% and 17% respectively today, with Robinhood on pace for its best day in over 2 years. Bitcoin miners are also getting a boost this morning, with Trump having promised on the campaign trail that all future Bitcoin will be mined in the U.S. Marathon, Riot, and Bit Digital are all trading up more than 14% and driving small caps higher as well. Now, in terms of the market outlook, multiple analysts are expecting Bitcoin will hit $100,000 before Trump's inauguration, especially if he delivers on promises like launching a strategic national crypto stockpile with the $15 billion worth of Bitcoin that it already has on its books from asset seizures. And Scott, Bitcoin now up 68% year to date after briefly hitting that new all-time high overnight.
All right. Good look at that for us. Mackenzie, thank you. Mackenzie Sigalos, you just...
All right, so that is pretty bullish, as we can all agree, and looking forward to it. So let's get into Titanx, see how that's going. Obviously, Brian said some green candle just happened to the ecosystem, so we'll talk about that. Obviously, if once a whale takes profits on a big move on Titanx, it can pull the price down. But here we are at the moment. We got BDX, Baby Dragon X, is up 19%. Now, I think they just had a protocol launch on that, didn't they? Scales, I think the Scales may be launched, so I might have to find that and add it to the mix. Haven't got that in here. Hydra is up 19%. So Hydra's versus Dragon X, surprise, surprise. So we did have that first bout of inflation. We came off that. We got about 3 weeks or so of lower inflation, relatively speaking. And then we got the big stuff coming, the 88-day stuff, all the inflation coming around that. So we do have a bit of a reprieve, and we're seeing the market is enjoying that lower inflation level. And that's up 18% today, down 5% on the hour. So the last hour just got dragged down by whoever sold maybe Titanx down or something. We got Volt at the moment up 11%. That is doing pretty well at number 3. Now, obviously, we're expecting Viper to launch on the 8th. So the countdown's going to be on that. So we're going to look at that in a minute. Janus on Pulse, Dragon X actually up 10% as well at 1,700. So that's all doing pretty well. So obviously, someone sold Titanx down. That's pulled the prices down the last hour. We're going to look at the ratios though. Janus is up 3%, and then Inferno, the other one, fixed one. So these are all the fixed coins, right? Volt, Dragon X, and Inferno, they're all green at the moment. And also some of the leverage protocols there, the Hydra, and then of course Janus is a bit of an arbitrage thing over on Pulsechain. So it's kind of cool. Everything else is kind of down slightly at the moment. Blaze, Flux, Titanx, of course, down 1.4%. That is the main medium of exchange. So we're going to have a quick look at that. Obviously, we got some big sell in there, did we? 21,000. We got 10,000, 20,000 on that. So we did get a little bit of selling going into Titanx. And of course, Titanx about to go into hyperinflationary mode post the 8th, right? So that's kind of what we're looking forward to at the moment. So let's go full screen on the old Titanx and have a look at the future because the future is bright and you just don't have to wear shades on that one. Okay, enough of that bad humor, but that's kind of where we are at the moment. Scale must have launched. I haven't checked it, but it probably launched now. And then we got Viper launching coming up, right? Viper. And then, of course, we've got the other pillars. Now, we don't have these full range of pillars, apparently. Apparently, it's been reduced to 4 at the moment. So we're going to update that too. But that is what we've got going on at the moment. So let's go down to Titanx Hub and check out where we're at. So what do we got down in terms of countdown? Looks like we've had Scale launched. The Scale is here. That is just launched. That is on Baby Dragon X. So that's pretty exciting. Not sure if there's a chart there yet. No. Let's go to the details and see whether they've got any contracts here for us. Let's have a look here. Not sure what haven't followed this launch today because I've been a bit busy. But let's go have a look, see got anything there. No, I can't see anything on there. They've got the diagram, of course, of how this operates. So that's there. I'm not going to go through that at the moment. It's a little bit more complex. But tokenomics there. And we've got the minting allocation. So it looks like 35% of the mint will be used to buy corresponding token for scale LP. They've got different LP tokens there. They're going to have 5 different trading pairs when it looks at scale versus Baby Dragon X, Hydra Dragon X, E280, and Awesome X. You're going to 8% dev fee, 35% Titan X or ETH will be swapped to Dragon X and sent to the Baby Dragon X buy and burn, 1% to Genesis, 5% Titan X sent to both the Dragon X and the Helios Vault, and 11% allocated to start Hydra miners, which I kind of like that approach. And this is the approach that Baby Dragon X likes to have. So it's kind of cool. We got the repo and audits. Does that have any contracts? No, it's got the audits there. I don't see the contracts necessarily. Sometimes they do have the contracts listed here. So that is a scale that is launched. Let me just see whether we can find that on X. Maybe it's on the website. Let's go to the website, have a quick look at that. And there's a little baby dragon. Let's have a look at scale. We seem to have scale up here. Let's give a look at that. Oh, it looks pretty cool. So we've got scale there at home. You can connect your wallets, buy and burn. So got what I got there, 43 billion Titan X in the baby Dragon X buy and burn Hydra miners, 13.6 billion in that one at the moment. They got the contract here, so baby scale contract. So we'll copy that. Let's copy that and add that to our list, right? Let's add it to our list, and let's go look for that. And we're going to paste that in. Got the mouse there causing me some havoc. No contracts there at the moment, so maybe we're a little bit delayed on that. So maybe something will come up there. I'll try and follow that up tomorrow. So that's kind of where we are. They've got all the contracts there in any case. Let's quickly go look at the socials on X for that. Let's go to X Hub there and find that. There we go. Bam. All right. So, they've got account suspended on there. It's not great. It's not great, but they've definitely launched. I think they've got a new account though, something like that. So maybe that's on Baby Dragon X site. Let's have a look here. They've got X here. Let's have a look. See whether this one works. Must be a new site. Baby Dragon X _HQ. There we go. They're almost 3,000 followers on there. So 10 hours ago, as we all know, Scale Mint is officially live, and day one. This is your chance to jump on something massive. Every mint powers up the Scale protocol, unlocking endless opportunities to Titan X ecosystem, plus earn your reflections on every buy, sell, and transfer. Real rewards just for being part of the action. Best part is there's no need to claim Scale or automatically accumulate your wallet beginning on day 15. Okay, so that's pretty cool, and it looks like people are excited about that. So that is pretty much launched at the moment. So lots of positivity there going on there. Check that out. I'm not going to go through all the details for that. And let's have a look at what else is coming up. So Scale just launched, and we've got Viper coming up. So Viper's for Lotus, right? So Viper's a big deal. Viper's coming up in 1 day and 14 hours and 15 minutes. I'm very excited about this. Obviously, it's going to have the new buy and burn technology. Looks like the website's not up yet, but it's going to have the new Nexus buy and burn technology. So excited about that. It does have an X profile, 2,300 followers there. On Vault, and obviously Vault's one of the top trending ones on Ethereum, has been for a month or two now. Yeah, look at that, 5 days, 2 days till Viper launched. You need Dragon X to go in on Viper. 30% of Vault gone forever. That is the other cool thing. Vault is being burned off, and the Viper's going to accelerate that along with the rest of the pillars. Pretty cool. Looks like we've got Jake Sharp there as a Jedi. Viper versus Gary Gensler. I guess he's against Gensler there. Yeah, so lots of cool things. So let's see what happens to the old Vault with this. Particularly the perpetual auction is going to get fed from the Viper, right? And of course that buying pressure as well. So let's have a look. Exciting times. Yeah, it's going to be pretty good. All right, so that is Viper coming up. So let's go back over here, and the countdown is 1 day and 14 hours away. So that's a big deal, right? And you got the white paper sitting on there as well on Titan X Hub, which we've shown many times. Now, this is the setup for that. It's going to have all these details. First of the Vault pillars, 90% buy and burn build, hyperdeflation build on Dragon X, fair launch, limited supply, distribution in 8 days, Treasury Vault as well. So remember, this is different from Vault at 10-day launch. This is an 8-day for Viper and all the other pillars. There will be 1 billion token supply. Liquidity wallet 95 million tokens. There were 55 million for Vault. Viper Treasury 100 million tokens. Vault didn't have any to start off with. It's going to have 100 million. That's going to make it a bigger buy and burn over a longer period of time. And so that's a very smart move. Start liquidity will be 5 million tokens. That was pretty similar to, if I remember rightly, to the Vault one. Stage 1, first 8 days, 100 million Viper tokens. Day 2, which is basically day 9. Stage 2, day 9 onwards, is going to be via the perpetual auctions. So it's pretty cool. Daily auctions are conducted using Dragon X. Dragon X burn will be 5%, Genesis Wallet 5%, Liquidity 12%, and Nexus is 78%. Now, Nexus is the new technology. We're going to see constant buying and burning and linkages from there. So that's going to be pretty good. Viper's mechanics auctions, same simplicity as Vault. The Treasury Vault called Viper Treasury. And of course, the LP is formed from the first $5,000 comes in the auctions. That's going to be exciting. And then the Nexus buy wheel as well. 3-way buy wheel between Dragon X, Vault, and Viper. And that's the first of the pillars. So we're excited to see that. And of course, Dragon X is hyper valued, right? So going to see where that goes as well. In fact, we can see where Dragon X is at the moment. Liquidity, volume, market cap at almost $90 million market for Dragon X. So that's hyper bullish. And Vault at the moment, 36.5 million. So Viper is going to play a key role, I think, for both of those protocols. And that's exciting, right? The Viper there coming up. But look at all the projects coming up in the future for the Titan X ecosystem. We've got 22 at the moment on this list. It's exciting times in this ecosystem, and it couldn't do better with the market. Now, let's look at future supply for Titan X. Virtually all the inflation is out, so we're about to go hyperdeflation. We've probably got X28, and which is going to make Titan X go omni-chain, and also Shogun coming up. So that's exciting as well. And that's going to be benefit all the existing protocols as far as we know, as well as remove shares from Titan X and miners potentially, if there's any left. So we got coming up on the day here, we're expecting another 300 million today, but we're pretty much over the inflation. Tomorrow's 325, and then we got our final, modest day, 411, and then we're basically got hardly anything left after that. So we're pretty much through another 2 more days, and we're pretty much outside. Everything is going to be relatively low. Coming out, you can see there's hardly nothing left in 2 days' time after that 411 billion candle, which is the 8th of November, the same day Viper launched, and we may very well see X28 launch there too. Yeah, pretty exciting. Now, I'm not necessarily expecting V1 to operate at the moment on the Titan X, so I don't suspect we'll see that operate. They'll just probably sit there as my guess. So there we go. Let's have a quick look at the website. We'll have a look at the metrics there. So we've got a negative yield at the moment on Titan X, 41%. Let's go have a look at the buy and burn. Obviously, V2 is empty pretty much of buy and burn. V1 is not changed, so that's just sitting there. I don't expect that to be used when you've got all these protocols launching in X28 and, of course, Shogun coming. You don't really need to use this, do you? So there we go. It's just an added bonus there, a bit of a strength base. The stats at the moment, 45.7 trillion liquid. So definitely gone up to that. We do have more, not only the miners, which are just about out, right? So the mining is just about out. So future inflation from that is just about out. But we do have stakers coming out, right? People that stake for the 369, they're still coming out. In fact, we're only on the 7th, so we could reasonably expect that out for the rest of the month of November. Maybe particularly around the middle of the month to get more stuff out there. We saw some late minting, late staking for 28 days for a lot of big whales. Which got the supply down. But once we, get X28, we could see this getting burned up a lot as people go in to get X28. Remember, it's going to be 1-to-1. So really, X20 is going to be a reflection of the Titan X. So that's going to be bullish there. Yeah, really excited. 53 trillion on the BOT protocols, and we're sitting at 21.39% liquid. So exciting stuff there. Yeah, look at this. And we've got all the different protocols operating at the moment. Looks like total Titan X, 21.6 trillion through Dragon X, Hydra 8.9. Hyper there for 7.9. This is just the total Titan X here. Vault at 6.625 trillion, and then Lotus there sitting at 3.7 based on these numbers. Obviously, there's sub breakdowns there as well. Pretty exciting. Yeah, really, really cool there. Let's have a look at everything else. Obviously, Dragon X doing well. Hydra there having a good day in the office as well. Vault doing well. We've talked about that with the 30% burn now. Let's jump through some of these. I just want to look at the farms. So let's go to the Tink farms. and have a look at Titanx farms. We know this may very well be coming to Pulsechain, so excited about that. So let's do a quick look here. How we're doing for time, 49 minutes. We got $1.66 on the Tink price, so that was up at about $1.76. Obviously, with someone selling down, that's definitely impacted that. But we're at 301,000 Tink burn, 2.2 million in supply, 1.9 million is actually circulating. We've still got pretty good yields on the farms. DragonX Hydra 250%, 165% for Tink Titanx farm, 203% for Wrapped ETH Titanx, 300% almost for Hyper Titanx. We've got 145% for Orix and 150% for Vault Lotus. So they're still looking pretty good there. And Lotus, of course, going to have the replacement, right, called Eden, I believe it is. So that's coming up there to make that right for people with some issue with the maths, I think, some issue with the maths. So that's kind of cool. The buy and burn continuing to operate on the burn page. And we've still got $51,800 in the buy burn Tink with Titanx. $4,300 in the Vault one there. What else? Doing pretty well overall with all these buy and burns ticking away. Now, second layer protocols on Titan farms. Man, that's going to make Tink very sought after. So I suspect these farms are going to do very well. The other thing, of course, as the liquidity keeps growing as well, if Titanx goes to hyperinflation, heading towards $100 million total liquidity, man, the fees just go up. The implied price of Tink goes up, and the whole thing gets more valuable. And of course, if you have second layer protocols that require Tink, then you start getting back into the big dollars for the Tink price as well. This is really the frontier of farming in the crypto world. It's great to have it in the Titanx ecosystem and maybe come to Pulsechain and other EVM chains, right? Particularly with X28 when it allows omni-chain. And of course, protocols building on other chains. We already know some developers like Stevie D and people like that are going omni-chain. And no doubt Eric as well from DragonX. So exciting times happening in the ecosystem. Whew, it is cool. And obviously we had some big seller coming in. Didn't actually check that out, but that's impacted the chart here at the moment. But yeah, looks just the beginning. Things are going to get pretty fun in the ecosystem. Let's have a quick look at Vault. Before we do that, let's see if any other comments in the chat. We've got any others there. Looks like Walkie's talking about his gameplay, so we're going to mix that one. That is the chart at the moment on the US dollars, but let's go to the ratios, because you guys know if you're looking to get more of the good stuff, the ratio has been going up very nice. Look at that on Vault, 48,377. Look at that, beautiful. Started off, bottomed out at about 37,000, or down here at 36, depending on which one you want to take, but has really been re-rating there at 38 on the 4 hourly. Let's have a look. It is getting a bit hot on the RSI, but of course it's the US dollar people look at. Our previous high in the ratio was up at 59,367. I do have a target of 69,000 on the ratio. We're at 48,377 at the moment. Not bad. And of course, the US dollar is we touched 5.34 cents, currently at just under 5 cents at the moment. RSI's got plenty of room to move on this on the Vault price versus Titanx. That also being said, we've got Viper launching right in under 2 days. So very bullish about Vault. Vault is also trending pretty high. We're at number 12 at the moment, but often is that sitting at number 3, 4. So Vault doing pretty well there in the top 30. So pretty exciting stuff there. Let's have a quick look at DragonX, the other fixed one. We've got DragonX ratio. Let's have a look at that currently. The RSI, plenty of room to move up on the upside there too on the daily. Quadruple 0 1700 has got to quadruple 0 1850. Quadruple 0 1850. Let's look at the ratio of the Titanx. It has moved up real nice. Look, we peaked out up here, right? Peaked up here at 27.32 on the ratio. That is Titanx to DragonX. Of course, we had that big whale buy there, about $350,000 or something. And then it got sold after that, which was kind of hilarious. And then we came all the way down to 9.14. Can you believe it? On the ratio. Now we're back at 1667. Things are really turning around for the old DragonX there. The buy and burn hasn't been operated though, has it? It's just sitting there like a big tease, like V1 on Titanx. The money is just sitting in there, right? Almost $1.1 million of Titanx is sitting there. And the same over on the buy and burn DragonX there. So yeah, it's just $1.25 million there, just sitting there doing nothing at the moment. I guess that would get turned on at the right time. It doesn't really needs more second layer protocols that are buying and burning, adding to the vault. So really, that is the call. But we know that Eric has said, don't bother sending too much to the DragonX vault for staking. Rather, send it to build protocols on Titan farms to burn Tink. And that's a better way of helping out the ecosystem at the moment. So moving those bells and whistles in those gears is very important. So 16.68 on the ratio. The Dragon X looking good. There's the old Dragon X. Now let's have one more look at the other fixed coin, which is Inferno. This is probably the riskier of the three ecosystems, right? But here at the moment, have some nice little gains on this chart as well. Plenty of room in the RSI. But let's look at the ratio to Titan X. Yeah, we've been down pretty low. We got down but down to 0.88. Now we're back at 2.7. So it's a really nice little back climb there. Recently, we got as high as 3. So not bad there. That is the chart. Now, I think this is more degenic. So if you know what I mean by that, it's more degens in there. And so that's why we got this rapid sell-off as well. We had the big mad gains, rapid sell-off, even after the launch of some of the second layer protocols. But we're back up at 2.7 now. So pretty good. So we've got the buy and burn over here on Inferno. And let's see where that's at to. We're at 54% of Inferno has been burned. So actually, out of all the coins, it's actually the best, right? So better than Dragon X and better than Volt in terms of the burn percentage. But your question you got to ask is which has got other benefits? Like obviously Volt is trending very high in the top 30 on Ethereum, so it gets a lot of advertising, not only for Volt but for the ecosystem. Also has all the pillars coming out. And arguably, you got to back, if it's at 30% buy and burn, where is that going to outdo, let's say, Inferno in terms of value? But at the moment, Inferno getting priced up pretty nicely. Some good stuff happening there. All right, so if you want to find out more information about that, get into our strategy club. The link is in the video description, and of course, it's only $30 a month. It is a private club. Get in on that, and of course we feed a lot of intel through, and everyone has ads in their insights and stuff, so it's a really good place to be. So join up today, links in the video description. We've got a great bunch of people in there already. What else? Let's see here. We got Volt is high voltage, Brennan. Absolutely. Like what you did there. Brennan says people will be shocked how high it goes. Yeah, I think it's going to be incredible how high it goes, and you're still relatively early for that. Obviously, with the news of Trump victory, pro-crypto president, and of course the strategic Bitcoin reserve, Bitcoin ETFs rallying more money. And Mike Saylor was extremely excited about a Bitcoin president in the White House, so it was pretty cool. Brian says degenic, a new word coined like a boss by the boss. I appreciate that, Brian. That's pretty funny. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed it today. 57 minutes on the hour, and we're going to finish up there. What a great day. President Trump wins, and of course, only people that fall for the propaganda of the mainstream media and the progressives, Marxists and globalists think it's a bad thing. They're the ones that are the baddies. They're the baddies. They were going to oppress us with climate change controls, oppress us with, which are fake, right? It's not about climate. It's just about control. And of course, we already see them testing that out in Canada and the UK. They had only bad things planned for us. And of course, in China, you're geolocated, right? So you have to apply to be able to move geography. So you don't really want to be like that. We want a free world. And of course, the West has been the greatest civilization based on Judeo-Christian values that has given freedom, right? So it is ultimately a wonderful thing. And so we dodged a bullet today, man, oh man. Look, they're also probably going to send our sons and daughters, if you had some, to the front lines. We see that, and we don't want that anymore, right? There's pointless wars. Sometimes wars are unnecessary, but most of the wars that we see are not. And of course, all wars are terrible. So to have a president that's had no wars in 2016 through his presidency, and now is declared to get rid of those wars, is wonderful. Huge value to people. Obviously, safety as well, having a safe society. If you want to enjoy your crypto gains, you want to be able to be safe. You want to be able to go down to the mall and not have to be worried about things. You want your children to be safe. So that's really, really good. We know it's going to be strong on safety, particularly the southern border, and cleaning up the cities that the Democrats were turning into drug-infested crime hellholes. So it's going to be pretty good for that. And I think very important for the children. The children are going to be protected from all the evil that was going to be pushed on them. It's going to be good all around. And prosperity, right? We all want to have a better life. So I think we're going to be way more prosperous with President Trump. So I think we're going to win across the board there. Freedom, safety, security, prosperity, the end of wars. It's only going to be great for everybody. I think that people are still going to be enjoy the rights that they have across the board. We don't have to agree with everyone politically or spiritually for that matter. but to have a fair level playing field is very important. And to enjoy crypto is going to be a fun time in that environment, right? In a positive environment, not an oppressive environment, but a positive environment. It's going to be wonderful to enjoy crypto. Boom. So I wish you all the best. The biggest crypto bull run is ahead of us. It is going to be exciting. I'll see you guys in Discord. I'll see you again on the next show, maybe in another 2 days' time, maybe on Saturday. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share the bell. And a big welcome back, obviously, to Rack and Michelle. Big shout out to Richard Hart and all that he's doing there, leading the court case with his Dream Team lawyers as well. Catch you guys. Bye for now. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, everybody. And woohoo! Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Freedom, prosperity, and crypto bull run is coming. And we've seen a taster today. Awesome stuff. Da-da-da-da-da-da.